Welcome to the Guides Angle, a full-time fishing guide's view on all things related fishing, both fresh and salt water, where we discuss interactions with customers, the behind-the-scenes day-to-day grind, and even, yes, things we like and don't like within the guide business. I'm your host, Michael Littlejohn, with co-host Teri, and sit back now, relax, enjoy, and let's get right into this week's episode. It's right after Christmas.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at this time like it's like right after Christmas, but right before New Year's.
Like pre-New Year's.
It's almost like it's that time of year where half the population doesn't work, like school teachers, and other, A
lot of people take vacation this time of year too, especially when Christmas is on a Thursday, because then you get that Thursday, Friday. So you leave early on a Wednesday, you get the Thursday, Friday, and it's like, you got to make it.
Well, here we are. We're a couple days before New Year's, and all these people that aren't they're not working. They're waiting on New Year's to get here to go back to work. Guess what they are doing?
They're fishing. This is our Christmas break. We have a lot of people that want to come fish this time of year.
Yeah, this is not a break for us.
No. Like the first day of Christmas break, which was like that Monday of before Christmas, we had like 7 boats booked that day.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that was a busy.
And we've had the craziest weather, which is even more crazy. Like the weather's been insane.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, if this is what, the 29th?
Yeah, it's 29th already.
So this is the day the cold front moved through last night late, but we've had 8 or 9 days of
hot
75 to 82, 83 degree temperatures.
It's been so hot. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the fishing, I mean, it's been good, thank God, but it's been difficult to figure out for the first hour or two of the trips, because I told my customers yesterday, look, I've done this 20 plus years, right? And I feel like I know what the fish are doing in late December most years.
Yeah.
I don't have any experience on a lake warming up 9 degrees in 10 days.
God, so it was what, in the 40s, high 40s?
It was
the
main
50s?
lake was 48 and a half to
That's
49
crazy.
degrees.
That's normal.
2 weeks ago.
That's normal.
And it was 58 to 59 degrees on the main lake. And when Chase fished yesterday, up in the shallows, it was 65 degrees.
That's crazy.
That's mid-April temperature.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Late April, maybe early May.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
So.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. It's 2025 went by like that. I mean, it literally, we were just trophy catfishing last year, because we kind of defined our year by you end it with trophy catfishing, you kind of start it with trophy catfishing, you move over to spring, and then you're doing all the spring fishing, like sand bass and striper and schooling and live bait and chunking and winding and all that.
It's funny because we do we segmentize each part of our job, how the year goes. Like you said, trophy catfish, eater catfish, into hybrid striper fishing, and then back around the horn.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
But here's the message I've got for those who had goals in 2025, who had aspirations in 25 that didn't get them done. Yeah. You got 26 to get them done.
Yeah. Amen.
And here's the deal. I was in Home Depot today, and there was the gentleman that helped us. He helped us lay out all of our cabinets and stuff in the lodge.
Oh, James. Yes.
James.
Oh, I love James. He's so sweet.
He
still works there.
He still works there.
Wow.
And here was the deal with James. I was in Home Depot. You were out in the truck, and I was looking for an impact, and I couldn't find one. And I saw him, and I said hi to him. And he goes, guess what? You won't see me in 3 days in here. And I said, really? I said, what's going on in 3 days? He goes, 20-something or 30-something years at Home Depot, and I'm retiring.
Oh,
and he looked at me, and he made a comment, and he said, maybe I'll come fish with you. Is to say I've got time now to do that.
Yeah.
And it kind of hit me. And I started thinking about it because, the system's kind of set up weird. If you're waiting till you're 65 years old to start living or to start doing the things you want to do, man, 65 sometimes is too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what your dreams and aspirations are, but, like we've always wanted to go to Florida to catch Goliath grouper. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't do that when you're 65 years old.
I could barely do it 10 years ago.
I did it
Gosh.
7 or 8, 9 years ago whenever we did it, and I could barely get one in.
Yeah.
We did peacock bass fishing a few years ago down in the Amazon.
Yeah, that was a tough trip.
That would have been really hard to do at 65.
Yeah.
We've never been to Alaska, ever. We're gonna go.
We gotta go.
We're gonna go to Alaska.
I'm getting up there, y'all.
But it's like one of those things. It's like, I think you would enjoy some of these trips more at the younger age versus trying to cram it all in at 65, 68, 70, 72.
Yeah.
And those long drives, those long airplane flights, and everything else are hard to do.
So, point of the story: time flies. You really got to do what you want to do, and you got to do it now.
Yep.
Live every day. It's not all, I know you got to work to live, but you live to work, but you've got to be able to take time out and
do
the things that you love.
Do the things that matter, the things that you want to do. So
yeah.
I agree 100%.
I agree. So let's make a New Year's resolution. What would be yours? Because we're not going to have another episode until after the first of the year.
A New Year's resolution?
A New Year's resolution.
Is that like a wish
oh my
on
God,
a birthday
just
cake?
make a New Year's resolution, husband.
My New Year's resolution is to get a pool installed at the lodge in the next 3 months, 4 months.
That would be good. Installed?
Well, at least it rolling. Get some dirt moving. Get some stuff going.
Well, we're going to touch base in March.
That has been a monkey over my head for 2 years.
I know. If you are a pool builder, we've not had a lot of luck. We literally got down to the wire. The next day they were going to start building our pool, and the guy sends us an email that night and says, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to do it.
I'm not going to be able to do it. I got medical stuff going on."
Yeah, I was like, okay, I understand. I'm sorry.
You got to be kidding me.
And I hate that. But he's still in business. He's still working.
It's probably a God thing. God was saving us from something crazy. So.
We always say that, y'all. If we're late or if we get stuck in traffic or something, we're always like, you know what? The Lord is just keeping us safe and holding us back so we don't get involved in something or something doesn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Very true.
Yep. So you're going to ask me what my New Year's resolution is?
I was just thinking about that. What is your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to try to run a couple more. I've got twofold. The first one is to try to run a few trips this year on Tawakoni. A few.
That would be huge.
Yeah. You always say she's coming out of retirement. I didn't retire, y'all. Do I look like I retired?
She retired.
I didn't retire. No, I worked my bottom off, y'all. I do work.
No, you retired from fishing.
Okay, so.
A fireman can retire from being a firefighter and still have a full-time job
Right. So I didn't retire from fishing.
I
just stopped fishing because I had other things that were.
She retired from fishing.
Oh my gosh.
And she retired at her peak. She was killing the fish. And then she just hung up the hat.
My New Year's resolution is to do that.
How many? Let's stop right there for a minute.
Oh no, he's going to pin me down.
How many
y'all.
trips do you think you want to run?
Probably no more than 5 a month. Maybe 1 a week.
Oh, that'd be a lot.
Yeah, maybe 1 a week.
1 trip a week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check.
But
let's
I have
check in
surgery.
with her.
I have surgery on my shoulder coming up, so I've got to get through that. I've got to get that to mend and get that therapy and get all that back. And
good therapy
spring.
for a rotator cuff surgery is going out on the boat and catching big fish.
No, it's not. That's called re-ripping it, y'all. I was in a car wreck and I tore my shoulder. And anyway, I've already had surgery on this one from an accident where I fell, tripped over a box and fell. I tore my bicep. I just ripped my arm up. They fixed it though. Dr. Volpini over there in Forney, man, he fixed me up.
Does anybody in their family have someone that's super clumsy?
Oh, I know I'm clumsy. I can't touch a knife either. Unless it's a fillet knife.
Speaking of knives, y'all check this out right here. That is
a sweet knife.
This is cool. This says Open Water Lodge on the sheath. It says Tawak on the handle. That is a vintage style fillet knife that
really cool.
my brother-in-law, Mr. Jake, handmade, and he hand makes knives.
Beautiful.
We're actually selling.
I'll take a picture of it.
A lot of his knives in our store now.
Yeah.
He takes old parts of Harley Davidson motorcycles and he beats them to death in his garage and makes freaking beautiful knives out of them.
He does.
Tom Maloof over at the Maloof Deer Farm just down the road from us had a bunch of horns that he
antlers.
That he gave me.
I thought you were going
antlers. Yeah, they're actually not horns; they're antlers. Yeah, and so he does a lot of like ivory style antlered, handled knives and all
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff.
very cool.
So I thought one that was really cool. And Jake, this is a shout out to you. I appreciate this. He got this for me for Christmas. This is actually a fillet knife.
I love it.
Which is really, really cool.
That's going to be nice. Are you going to use it? Are you going to like
I'm actually going to use this one.
You're going to use it?
He gave me another one, and I never did use that one. The reason I didn't use it is Papa, my grandfather, who was in World War II, he had an old handsaw that I don't know. He got it from either his dad or it was special to him. I don't know what the deal was, but it was special. So I always knew growing up he had this one handsaw. He just really loved it. And then when Papa passed, somehow, that handsaw stayed.
Michelle did.
So anyways, long story short, without me knowing, Jake took that saw and cut a piece of it out and made me a knife for Christmas a couple years ago. And
super cool.
So anyways, but he's great.
Yeah, we love Jake.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's do this, Let's talk about, we've talked about some stuff, but let's talk about what's going on in Tawakoni really quick, and let's talk about a fishing report. Awesome. We don't have a lot to talk about, but we'll talk about some stuff.
Well, I mean, we always got something to talk about.
So let's do a fishing report.
Mama likes to talk about the juicy stuff. No. You like to talk about things that she always wants to talk about things that upset me.
He never gets upset though.
On the water. She's like, what is it about, so-and-so that's out there fishing or whatever?
He never gets mad, y'all. This man never gets mad. If you know him, you've never seen him mad. Ever.
Well, that's not true.
Who's seen you mad? I've never seen.
My mom has seen me mad.
Well, that's different. I mean, being mad about me telling you to pick up your socks or put your stinky catfish clothes in the washing machine or whatever, that's one thing. It's not really mad. It's like Michael Littlejohn. But you get mad.
Noel saw me a little mad today.
Oh, he did not. He's silly. He's joking, y'all.
Oh, man.
But no, really though. Let's do a fishing report.
Well,
because the fishing is so weird. I mean, it's like this wave, It's like the temperature is going up, going down. It changes how we fish a little.
Speaking of that, I need to get that Parks and Wildlife report done too.
Yeah.
So along those lines, let's just do a quick 3-minute little run through real quick.
Let's do it.
The eater catfish bite, I'll start with that.
Yeah.
The eater catfish bite is winding down. If you know, we have a 10-month run of eater catfish.
So you're talking about channels and blues.
Channels and blues.
Eating size.
We define eating
pounds,
size about half pound up to, 5 pounds, 6 pounds. I had a guy on my boat the other day. Here we go, digressing. Trying to make this as long as I can. I had a guy on my boat the other day that had caught giant blues and had, kept them.
Oh,
and said they were the best eating fish he had ever had in his entire life. Loved the small fish. Loved them, but loved eating the
He's not talking about the yellows. He's
talking about blue cat.
Wow.
40 to 60 pounds. Used to come to Tawakoni jug lining.
Does he still do it?
And he does not do it anymore. He's kind of caught on to the whole catch and release bandwagon.
Yeah,
he realizes that these fish are old and they're hard to grow that long and that kind of thing. So, really cool kind of conversion, if you will, from slaughtering and really killing a lot of big fish to not.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting that, this guy was obviously... He was a normal guy. He wasn't some backwoods, guy that, Well, no, I'm just thinking, just like maybe this guy like that to eat anything, he'd eat goat leather and say it tastes good. I don't know. Yeah. But he obviously goes to Del Frisco's and eats steak just like, anybody. And he loved the way giant blue catfish taste. So, just want to throw that out there.
There's a lot of, I remember growing up, I know a lot of people.
I grew up eating giant yellow cat.
Yeah. No, I've seen people hang blues, and when I was little,
cut the
hang them
tails
up
off
and let them bleed
out
and all that
stuff.
But anyway,
we don't keep them, bigger than about 5 or 6 pounds. Yeah. I'll on my trips, I'll let some folks keep 8, 9, 10 pounders, especially if they want to keep some fish. They got a fish fry, and we haven't caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the eater catfish bite, it's slowed down. We have a trick, though. We have learned how to catch them now in the winter by the hundreds. If you want to book a eater catfish trip in January, February, we got you covered.
So, hold on. You said it slowed down. Now you're saying it picked up?
Well,
or you just thinking?
What I want to try to say here is that if you go out and you try to fish for them the way you would normally fish for them 10 months out of the year, you're not going to catch them. But if you
let's do this after. No, we can't tell anybody. So I was going to say after the first year we could share that.
But if you go out with us, we could put you on some fish in January, February. True. But when you go out with us and do this, you're not going to believe what we're doing.
We have to swear you to secrecy.
So it's one of those kind of things.
Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway,
how's the striper fishing?
You know, the striper fishing actually is pretty good. I had a trip 2 days ago with John, Noe, and his crew. We had a good trip.
What a great group.
We had 125 white bass, and we had 10 good hybrid.
Yeah.
We could have had more hybrid, but we really weren't prepared. We were on a really good roll with the whites, and then all of a sudden we got into the hybrid.
Yeah.
But I would say overall the hybrid fishing is pretty good.
Yeah.
We need some cold weather.
So would you say A or a B?
Oh, it's definitely a B minus right now.
Okay, gotcha.
For the hybrid fishing.
Still good though.
Yeah. The white bass fishing is killer. I mean, you want to
go catch A plus on that.
You want to go catch 200 white bass right now? Let's go.
Let's go.
You can go catch them. They're medium sized right now. We have a heck of a crop of white bass.
Big magnums. We have the big magnums, but we're on some small
We do have some big white bass. I'm not sure where they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we're catching them mixed in,
right?
The mediums, but right now we're killing the medium-sized white bass. I mean, it's unbelievable how many there are. And that's in Tawakoni. It's weird. For years and years and years, you just catch giant white bass. And you never catch a medium-sized one.
Yeah.
You go to Ray Hubbard, you go to Richland Chambers, or you go to Cedar Creek to get your mediums.
Yeah.
Here it's always bigs. Well, right now we have a lot of bigs, but we have a lot of mediums.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see it because that just tells me we're healthy.
Yeah.
We're catching a ton of undersized hybrids too right now. So, which is good. So, the trophy catfishing is excellent.
It's excellent.
It has
A++.
It has been a solid.
We had one day that it was tough, but other than that, A+.
We have had a solid fishery for trophy catfish this entire season.
Yeah.
And that's across the board. That's not just with our guide service. The other guys that are fishing, whether they're a guide or not, for the most part, are having really, really, really good trips. Not like it used to be, but better than it's been.
Right.
So, you can't argue with that.
Yeah. That's good.
I mean,
we had a little dry spell for a while.
No one's had to use one of these yet. For a blue, but one of these days, I'll tell you what. If you needed to use one of these for a big blue, you'd be in trouble. That's a tiger.
Let me go over to
that's a Shimano Tiger 50. I just had to put a shout out for those reels because we had a wahoo trip that we talked about. We were going on a wahoo trip when we did our last podcast.
But y'all were going on a tuna trip.
Well, we were going on a tuna/wahoo, but it ended up being a wahoo trip. So we actually caught
a good time.
We had an amazing time.
Good guys, a good group of guys you went with.
Unbelievable. Just great group of guys. Imagine this. Imagine driving down to Freeport, getting there, jumping on a big old boat, with a great captain, good deckhands, and then freaking heading 140 miles offshore. In the dark. We drove all night, and then at daylight, you're waking up out of, a slumber, and then you wake up and you're 100-something miles off.
Did I hear it right that you slept on the floor for the whole time?
Oh yeah.
And you're the guy that headed up the trip, that booked the trip, that handpicked the guys to come, and you got to sleep on the floor.
I was the one that slept on the floor.
Good job.
I slept on the floor.
That's how he is, y'all.
I slept on
He's
the floor.
always giving himself to people. That's how he is.
I slept on the floor
Those
while
you know and you know.
Jeremy was perched up right here in his little gig, and then Chet was perched right next to me in his little gig up in his little thing, and then Chase was perched up in his little thing right here, and then Michael POC, I call him Michael POC, he was perched right there, and then there was the floor right there below the beds, and it was just a floor, and there was no other place to go. The captain had talked about me sleeping outside on a beanbag.
Yeah.
But it was rough. Yeah. And there was just way too much spray. Yeah. So I had to sleep inside. Right. So there was no other place to sleep.
Hey guys, can I come sleep with y'all?
Well, I did tell them this. Look, I am in your path. If you got to get up and pee in the middle of the night, I'm the guy you're going to step on. So just remember, I'm here when you
That's funny.
get up to pee in the middle of the night.
But you guys had a good time.
We did. We had a great time.
That's good.
It was a lot of fun.
You brought home a lot of fish, and I caught a ton of wahoo. I think you had 6 on at one time.
Yeah. If you want to see the video, check out our Facebook page. We actually have a video of a 6 wahoo hookup at one time. It actually happened twice. Yeah. There were a couple of times we had 4 and 5 on. I don't know how many. Chase was probably the youngest guy on the boat, other than maybe a deckhand. And so he's bigger, stronger than a lot of guys. So he was the guy he was like the relief pitcher. Yeah. He was the guy that other guys would start reeling and everything, and then he would come in and finish it off. Aww. So, but I mean, we had a ball.
That's cool.
So we caught wahoo, we caught tuna, we caught grouper, we caught tilefish, barrelfish, we caught barracuda. There was a lot. We hit some sharks. It was just a lot of fun.
It was a good time. So, that's awesome. So y'all must say, well, Teri, did you go? No. Well, what did you do?
What did you do? I'm curious.
I
what did you do?
had a grandbaby come into the world. And he's the sweetest thing ever.
Yep.
Luke Taylor
showed up.
And he's beautiful. He's so cute. He's a little man. He's got big hands and blonde hair. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed. Y'all, I have 3 beautiful grandkids. We do. Mm-hmm. Aubrey, Allie, and now Luke.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we just saw Aubrey on FaceTime right before we jumped on the
kind of stinks living 2 hours away from everybody, but we try to see them as much as we can. But we FaceTime.
Hour and 10 minutes from Ben.
Well, yeah, no, but Taylor's literally almost 2 hours. Yeah, it's like almost 2 hours in traffic. Yep. But we do FaceTime them quite a bit, and same thing with the kids. We try to FaceTime them often. But we see them quite a bit. Did you like the new drink that I got you?
I was going to tell you, these Better Goods lightly
Walmart.
Lightly Essence Coconut Lime Sparkling Water is for real.
You like it?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, wow, that's good.
It's a new drink for sure.
I don't do sparkling water. Nah.
As Kevin would have said, you can buy those again if you want.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you like them. But yep, so we welcomed our newest grandbaby into the world on the day before he went tuna fishing. So we were there that night. We were there till 3 a.m. waiting for him to be born. And once he was born, we left the hospital and drove back to Tawakoni. And then you got up and went tuna fishing the next day. Yep. He literally slept like 3 hours. I can
say that I was there in the hospital.
We were there
when Luke was born.
Yeah. Kind of old fashioned, we wouldn't be there.
We were,
whether we got to.
As the crow flies, we were about 3 rooms over.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were there in spirit.
We were there. We were there. We didn't just get to hold him that night, but I got to hold him the next day and you FaceTime.
I'm going to tell you, I was driving home at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I mean, I was just
he was like, oh my God.
Please just.
Do you remember where we stopped? Where we stopped on the way home?
No.
Yes, you do.
Where did we stop? Oh, we stopped at
Jack in the Box.
Oh my God. 3. I had to show you. I told you I said when I got fat.
Y'all, we're driving. And he's driving, and I'm like this in the car, like
we're on I-20 headed east,
and it is 3 a.m. and he goes, and he takes his exit.
It wasn't 3 because they're closed at 3. It was like 1 something.
Oh, whatever. Well, we left the hospital at 1:30, so probably 2:30.
Okay.
And so I noticed that I'm half awake, but I'm trying to stay awake to be supportive, and he's like, he takes this exit, and I'm like, where the heck's he going? I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to show you the place that. What'd you say?
I said, I'm going to show you the spot where I got fat.
Oh, I'm going to show you the spot where I got fat. And I was like, what? And we pull into Jack in the Box, and he goes, can I get 3 tacos and an Oreo shake?
It was 4 tacos because they're 2 for 99 cents. So you got to get 4. I had to stay in suit. So when I was in college.
Oh, my gosh.
I used to be a fit, good old, football player, chiseled out and rare. And then I got a job at Home Depot to help put myself through college.
You were like 21, yeah.
And I would work the night shift, or the night shift till he closed at 11. I closed down, and then I wouldn't get out of there after he closed down mill. I worked in 21, which is mill work, and I did some lumber. Anyways, by the time you're all done, it was midnight before you left, and I lived in Cedar Hill, and you go down 20 and exit 1382, and guess what's right there on the corner?
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. And every night for about a year, I ordered 4 tacos and an Oreo cookie shake. And I went from about 180 to about 210.
So he said, I want to show you where I got fat.
So that's where I had to show her where I got fat. And I also had to show you what made me fat. Which was 4 tacos and an Oreo cookie shake.
So I said, can I have a taco? I got to eat a taco.
So, anyway,
it was funny though, yeah.
It is
whatever.
What it is.
That's the fishing guide's angle. Don't eat Jack in the Box at midnight or you'll end up.
God, those tacos from Jack in the Box are just good.
I
don't care what anybody says.
I don't care what anybody says either.
Does anybody
I don't care
like
even what
those
kind of
other
meat
than
that
me?
is. I don't know what kind of meat that is. That's not beef. It's some kind of meat. But dang, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's real good.
I like it. But anyway.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Let's
move on to greener pastures and better food.
You know what I heard? Don't I read this? I think I read this. Did you read? It was a post somewhere. I think it was it was a post. They were talking about High Fin Blues. Did you see that?
Well, that was my post.
Was that you that posted that?
Yeah.
Oh, you did that? Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I posted
I just was flipping and I saw some comments and I read it and I thought that was kind of funny.
Yes, I did.
I know you believe in High Fin Blues, and I know it's not a myth, but I mean, like.
Yeah, right.
No, like. So what was the premise of that post? Honestly, guys, I didn't even know he did that post. That's so funny.
Well, I mean, the purpose for the post, that's kind of deep, but it's one of those things where I don't know. I just get. It kind of bothers me a little bit that. Sometimes people are just gullible. Yeah. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's like, there's no such thing as a High Fin Blue. Let's just be honest. Let's just call the cat, and the dog, the dog. Some females on your blue cat, some of them have a little bit higher profile back, which raises the fin up. But there has been a group of catfishermen who believe that there's a difference between
there's a species called a High Fin Blue.
For example, I walk into the local food mart down here at Brookshire's, and old Bobby Joe walks up and says, "Hey, Littlejohn, you been killing them High Fin Blues, I see." And I go, and you're thinking, okay, here we go. And he's like, "Man, them high fins are biting. I don't know where the regular blues are, but the high fins are biting really good down there by the dam, aren't they?" And it's like, oh, man. Most of the time I don't ever say anything. Yeah. Because it's like, let's just let old Bob Joe think what he wants to think.
I have an idea. Let's ask Chat. Give me Chat.
Well, I already
Let me ask
tell
Chat.
you the answer.
Well, I know the answer, but let's ask Chat. You know who Chat is, right? Put it on speak where Chat speaks.
So I'll ask you here. There's a lot of people that believe in High Fin Blues catfish. Is there a such thing as a High Fin Blue?
You didn't have it on speak.
Oh, well.
See, I told you.
All right, so you do it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go.
We don't know what we're doing.
I know what I'm doing. Hey there. So, I don't know why I said hey there. Is there such a species of fish called a High Fin Blue Catfish?
No, there is no official species known as a High Fin Blue Catfish. It's generally just a colloquial term used to describe certain blue catfish with more pronounced fin features, but it's not recognized as a distinct species.
So there is no species of fish called a High Fin Blue, just to make sure.
Exactly, that's correct. There's no recognized species by that name. It's purely a nickname used by anglers to describe certain characteristics of blue catfish.
Well, there you go. If you believe in ChatGPT, which my wife really believes in it.
I like her answers. Mine's a he. His is a she.
The bottom line is that, of course, she just confirmed, or whatever that was. It just
whatever.
It just confirmed what we already know. But
Google it.
There is a lot of people, and same thing with yellow catfish.
Doesn't your dad believe that there's high fin
I
blues?
love my dad, but
Didn't he though?
I think it's how you're raised. Yes, he
The old
would
timers,
go to
older
his
folk.
grave and believe
Nope,
that,
there's high fin blues.
there's a difference between like a flathead catfish
Yeah. Chicks
and
probably
a
would
yellow
too.
catfish and an Appaloosa. No, that one's an app right there. The yellows are over here, that kind of thing. But actually depends on where you're at. South Texas, they like to call them apps. Out in West Texas too. You go up north, and they're
I've heard of
flatheads.
that. Yeah.
So and then some of them, so it's just kind of who you are. Now here's one. You want to talk about things that people, and there'll be a lot of people listening to this, and they'll learn something, because 15, 20 years ago I learned it and couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped. But let's talk about catfish, and let's talk about the comment that people say all the time on the boat. You catch a catfish, you bring him in, especially small catfish, eating size catfish.
I already know what you're gonna say.
And they start going, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." and the customers always say the same thing. They say, "Oh, listen, he's talking to you. He's barking. He's talking to you. He's barking. He's doing his thing, or whatever it is."
That's
he's
his
doing.
mating call. I've heard that too.
Yep. So
It's a female.
Let's put that one to rest too. So catfish cannot talk. No. They don't make noises with their mouth. They don't have any ability to do anything like that. The noise that you hear is actually coming from their fins. It's their two pec fins. They have about a 5-point ratchet system built into their fin, and they can move that pec fin about 5 different positions, and they can lock it in place. And they use that. They do that for mating and fighting and defense and things like that. They also do it to stick the crap out of you in the boat whenever you're trying to take them off.
Yep.
But as they free flow that fin, that pec fin, over that ratchet system, and they just let it flow, it makes a noise. Next time you bring a fish in, and you don't believe me because you're like, my whole life I've thought that they talk. My dad told me they talk. My grandpa told me they talk. So I believe they talk. The next time you're in a boat and you take one off and he starts making that noise, take a look at his fins. His fins will be moving back and forth like this.
Right.
And that noise is coming from their fin.
So he's not talking to you. Or she's not talking to you most of the time.
Too bad. I don't mean to burst your bubble, but catfish don't talk.
They don't talk, and they're not called high fin blues. But you can say, look at that blue catfish. It's got a high fin on it. The fins, or it's got a whatever.
I mean, because I'll be honest, I've had there's certain the males typically don't have it. The males have a much flat, large head, and their back profile is much lower.
Yeah.
On a female,
the backs are usually
she has a really sharp rise in her head, and and she'll have those big old muscles up on her top. Top of her back of her head, and then a lot of times that dorsal fin will raise up real high.
Yeah.
And so really, if anything, the difference is that a female blue catfish has a little bit taller fin than a male. Maybe that's where people are getting the idea of a high fin, because there's So.
I do not know.
Anyways,
but I think it's just an old,
where
thing.
did we start talking about all this stuff?
I don't know. I read your post, and I didn't even know it was your post.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, I had a lot of messages come in from that.
I bet you did.
But
he likes to stir the pot every once in a while.
Well, I think it's a creative way to try to get the truth
teach people too
out to what really is going on.
And you never know what's true anymore. I mean, everything, this AI stuff is crazy. Like, you can pick videos out, like on TikTok or Reels or whatever, and you can pick out the AI stuff pretty easy now. At first, I was like, oh my God, you see that guy get attacked by that deer on his porch? And Michael was like, and then we look at it, we're like, oh, that's fake. Because we started seeing like hundreds of them. It's just funny because the AI stuff's just crazy. It's just insane. Hello.
Jeremy just sent me a message. I asked him to figure out a run trip. A run trip is when you're going offshore and you're going to go to a certain destination and come back.
Yeah.
To run a run trip calculation on how much fuel you need to make this trip, especially when they're close.
Right.
Like, this was to the gardens from Galveston to the flower gardens and back.
Right.
So he sent me this. Look at this. He sent me, this is pretty cute right here. Look at this stuff. He's got, I didn't know Jeremy could even write like this. He's got
He chatted that.
238 miles divided by 1.7 miles per gallon. We got 370. He's got a gas bill even to hit the east and the west gardens. That's pretty impressive.
Wow, go Jeremy.
Wow, Jeremy's got it all. He's got 262 total miles. He goes, if we make 10 passes to the tip of the west gardens trolling for high speed trolling for wahoo, that's going to be a 15-mile run. If we move to the west gardens from the east, that's 12 miles. He's got this all figured out. I can't wait to read all this and see what all.
You go, Captain Jeremy.
So he's got it all figured out.
Yep.
If it were up to him on every snapper trip, he would get about halfway out
And convince them to
and he
go
would
catch a
cancel
swordfish
he
or
would
something.
cancel the snapper trip, and then he would tell them we're going out way out.
Oh, bless
deep
his
blue
heart.
to go try to catch something big. So
He enjoys
to use,
it.
Look at that. Ah, there it is. To use this, you know what that sound is?
A fish.
When a big fish hits your line and he takes the drag out, it sounds like this. And you say, fish on, let's get him. And it's game on.
Yahoo! That's fun.
Yeah, you say, wahoo.
That's fun, babe.
Yeah, good stuff.
Get you some of that.
Good stuff. Oh, man. Maybe I'll string that thing up tonight and use it for trophy catfishing.
Oh yeah, they'd love
I got
that.
a dad
Like
and-
4 reels and there. Oh, there's the fish.
There's the fish. I've always wanted to use an electric reel
Yeah.
just for fun.
Well,
on
you've used a
blue cat.
sabiki and caught 5 white bass at one time, so you might as well.
Speaking of that, we had 3 hybrids 2 days ago on an A-rig.
Did you really? Oh, we just told y'all how he's catching them.
Well, it's partly true. We caught some on flukes. We caught some on a slab, a Littlejohn
Yeah.
slab. We caught some on those. I mean, when it's 80 degrees outside and the water's warmed up 10 degrees and freaking the end of December,
Yeah.
I mean, these fish are as confused as
Did
we
we
are.
just get a new sponsor?
We have partnered up, teamed up with Mr. Kevin Parks out of Kansas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, he's great. Great guy.
Yep. It's kind of funny. Should we tell the story about the trophy catfish tournament 12 years ago?
Oh, if you want to.
Whatever it was. So, Parks Planers, Kevin Parks, excellent guy. I haven't met a guy from Kansas that's not an excellent guy.
I know. I
but
love people
Kevin
from Kansas.
is great. We were fishing a catfish tournament 10, 12 years ago. And they did really good in that tournament. I don't know if they won it or I know both of us that might have been the tournament that we won. I don't know. It was one of those tournaments where either we won or they won or something. And that was when planer boards were literally still taboo. Like they were just
Oh,
coming
yeah.
on.
No one really knew about him.
I mean, we
Saltwater
had been
guys
using
did.
them at that point for about 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't even want anybody to know about them. We were hiding them in our videos. We were editing our videos.
When you're a guide and there's so many guides on the lake, and sometimes you got to find that edge, and that was his edge.
That was
our
edge,
edge
and so.
at the time.
But I think at that point when the tournament was there, it was kind of everybody was kind of coming out because Kevin had just started. I think at that point just started making them. I don't even know if he'd officially released them yet, but he just started making them. And he came up to us, introduced himself, and said he was coming out with a planer board and he wanted us to use them.
Yeah.
Well, I had already partnered up with Maynard out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he was making the extreme concept boards. And he had given me a bunch of boards. He had told me, please get the word out and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so, as much as I wanted to help Kevin out at the time, I'd already committed to Maynard and helping him and us using the boards and that kind of thing. So anyway, very respectfully, Kevin was like, "That's cool. I appreciate it." And he's made a heck of a splash in the catfish world over the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. I think, and somewhat regretfully, I wish I'd used them earlier because they're a better board.
Yeah.
But as you know, Maynard, he retired.
Yeah.
He kind of dissolved the company, and then we had a bunch of boards, but then we've gone through them and we've lost some of them and everything. So it came time. So I reached out to Kevin not too long ago and was like, hey, I'd actually forgotten about the whole deal with the tournament from years ago. And it was literally like, we had never missed a beat. The conversation was great. Very generous, was excited that we were going to, start using his boards. And so He sent some down. We demoed them. We tried them. Obviously, they're the best boards I've personally ever used. And these are planer boards used for catfishing. Also going to use them on the tarpon this year down at the coast. But anyways, just a great board. Parks planers. A lot of the other guides have been using them.
So if someone's looking for some good planer boards, how do they reach him?
Actually, if you can just get on Facebook and just type in Parks planer boards, his page pops up.
Yeah.
If you go on Google and just type in
So a lot of
Parks
people
planer
may
boards.
not know what planer boards are. You want to give them a rundown on them?
Well, I think a lot of people don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, in a nutshell, this is what I tell my customers. So I told my customers yesterday. Was that yesterday I was out?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great day yesterday.
Yeah, you had a great
day. I pulled them out. The guy looked at them and he's like, Tim Middlebrooks, his dad looked and goes, I know I kind of seen these, but I have no idea. What are they used for? And basically, this is what I tell people. The back of my boat is 8 foot 6 inches wide. Well, the catamaran's a little wider, but it's still, the back of the boat's 9 foot wide, or however wide your boat is. Science is science. If you drag baits, if you're drifting, and you drag baits behind your boat, those baits are never going to be any further apart than the width of your boat. That's just the cold hard truth.
Yeah.
So what, 9 foot apart? So it means if you got 4 or 5 lines out and they're only 9 foot apart, you got two problems. You got one problem, your baits are going to come together and collapse on each other, and you're going to have problems, with tangling.
Right.
And the next thing is that if you're targeting fish, you only have a swath as wide as your boat that you're trying to target. You might bring some fish in out 10 or 15 feet on each side of you, but really what a planer board does is the boat slowly moves forward as it's drifting. It's designed with the fin on the bottom of it and the little stem that your line clips onto. It actually pulls your baits out literally sometimes up to 80, 90, 100 feet on each side of your boat.
Yeah.
Some days, on those really calm days where you can really pull your boards out real wide, you'll look out from the furthest board on the left to the furthest board on the right, and they will be almost a football field apart.
Yeah.
So and it's great because you're really covering a lot more water, and you're able to do that, from your boat. So that's what
it
planer board
literally, when we started using planer boards 10 years ago, however long it's been, it changed the game. It literally changed the game.
Yeah, for us it did. It was obvious that we were, of course, here's the thing. We were one of the last ones to really get on the drifting,
We're
anchor fishermen.
We're anchoring.
That was so much we're a side image, find the fish, set up on the fish, make the fish bite, throw 10 rods at that fish and get them to bite. That's what we were, known to do. It's what we did. Yeah. When everybody else was drifting, we were still holding on to that anchoring. But let's just be honest, lakes have been high over the last 10 years. Temperatures have been warm. Fish have not stacked up.
It has. It's changed.
Fish have not stacked up like they did 10, 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And when that's the case and the fish are spread out, I'm sorry, but pulling boards and covering a lot of water typically will put more fish in the boat. It is always put more fish in the boat. It doesn't work that way when the fish are shallow, like up in the trees or up on the shallow mud flats. Yeah. Then you're still anchor fishing. Right. But anchor fishing is even changing. We're anchor fishing now on spotlight. It's unbelievable.
You couldn't do that, though, back when I was guiding.
No, because the technology wasn't there. Your GPS is built into
it's gotten a lot better.
Spot locks weren't as good as they are now. Now I'll just be honest, I'm going out 45 foot of water on a ledge that I had to spend 10 hard minutes of getting the anchors just perfect to get a good anchor to just start fishing. Yeah. Now I'm pulling up on a ledge in 45 foot of water in a decent wind. I'm dropping the trolling motor, hitting the button, and then cutting bait and throwing rods out. And then if they don't bite in 15 or 20 minutes, guess what? I don't have to go pull anchors forever. I just pull the trolling motor up and go to the next spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's changed the game. Technology has really changed how we fish, and it's changed everything. And imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now. Because 10, 12 years ago, we were anchoring, and that was incredibly hard. Mm-hmm. It was incredibly hard, but this changed. And we were talking earlier about technology and how it's changed. What was some of the other things we were talking about? The bottom of the lake. We were talking about charting and things like that.
Well, it's pretty interesting. We talked about what Jeremy was doing a while ago. here I am asking him, hey, can you put together a run plan for the gardens, for Galveston the Gardens? We now have access to this high technological information on our phones. Like for instance, the Navionics app.
Yeah, even Navionics.
There's a couple of different versions of them. Navionics is probably the most popular, but it allows you to take a look at a sophisticated topographical chart of the body of water that you're wanting to target, and it gives you the most unbelievable underwater detail that you could ever imagine.
Incredible.
That's, to me, still fascinating to just sit there and just stare at it. Like, how many times have I been in bed at night and you're over there, reading, or you're on your phone or whatever, and I'm just sitting there, and you're like, you're just staring at that chart. What is it that you're looking at?
Oh yeah, I'm like, what'd you find? What are you looking at?
You've looked at that same chart for the last 10 years. Why are you still
But I know
looking at
now
it?
what he's doing, I mean, I know.
Well, it's just
looking at the detail, looking at the depth, looking at things that are out there, like pipelines and things. So, I mean,
it's unbelievable. Yeah. Like, take Tawakoni, for example. You would think that after fishing it for as many years as I have, you would think I would know everything there is to know about it. Every time I open up that chart and I look at it, I feel like I learned something new.
And the charts are getting more advanced. I mean, like, they look so different now than they did 10 years ago.
Yeah, the bathymetrical relief shading has really changed.
Yeah, it's changed.
A lot of things. It's brought to life a lot of, it depends too on how well you read topographical charts. I kind of, in my mind, was already embossing everything and kind of like creating relief and shading, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to be able to see like the river channels and the high spots near the river channels, the old ponds and the old excavation pits. Didn't the guys from, who are they from, that came out? It was Garmin.
Garmin came out on Tawakoni, and
they were there for over
years.
A year. Probably a year to 2 years. I mean, the old Garmin boat was out there. And I mean, it was even running on autopilot. The guy was in there. I mean, he came by a couple of times. We would be trophy catfishing and be on anchor, and it's like mowing a lawn. Yeah. He would start and just literally go all the way to the dam, and then turn the boat around and go about 10 foot over, and then he'd come back. And he was basically recording the entire bottom of the lake, and he would just go up and down, up and down. And it took him almost 2 years to do the whole lake. And that technology was being recorded into whatever type of software that they have. And in the long run, we got what we got right here in the form of what our app
That's
shows.
awesome.
So, and it's really cool because the old Navionics app from 12, 13, 14 years ago, however long it was very inaccurate compared to what it is now. So, which is really cool.
This is very cool.
Very neat. We use it offshore as much, if not more.
Yeah, you probably do use it offshore more than you do on Tawakoni.
Yeah, it's just the wrecks and the pipelines that you're talking about. Some of the subtle stuff that holds the bigger giant snapper. That stuff's it's there. I tell people all the time, you're driving right over stuff that you shouldn't be driving over.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Technology's really changed everything. I mean, it changes the workplace. It changes our jobs. It changes, communication, and the AI stuff.
What do you think about AI? What do you think AI is going to do for like fishing? I mean, I got to thinking about it. I mean, what is it going to do? It's changing a lot of stuff in a lot of parts of the world, but how's artificial intelligence going to change fishing?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see.
Well, one thing, I don't think it can't replace like the experience of catching a fish.
No, and it really can't replace
in real life.
It could get so good that it could tell you where to go, how to fish it, and it could do that. You won't need a guide. Yep. If you got a boat, it could say, "Hey, you want to get? I want to catch a striper, and it's January 4th or June 4th. Where do I go in Tawakoni? How to find it? You need to go here. X marks the spot. And, you use live bait, and this is how you do that. And
This is how you catch live bait. This is how you do
I mean, a lot of
this,
that you can figure out already.
But you
You've
gotta
got to
own a
get in
boat.
detail, and you got to go into forums, or you got to go into Facebook, and you got to watch. You got to watch videos that we do. But yeah, I mean, it could be that detailed, that easy. It's pretty easy. I mean, it's crazy.
I know
I mean,
a lot
we
of
play around
forums-
with it, but we don't. I mean, a lot of people are using it for work.
I mean, I know it's replacing a lot of like content creator stuff, photographers, people that do like post editing,
Acting,
and like, stuff like that. It just, I mean, it's like we have a friend who is a photographer and does a lot of like editing on post editing, and like photography, stuff like that. And I mean, it's just about shut him down.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of stuff coming out,
And
I
it's
mean,
like that.
It takes him, 3 or 4 days to really compile something like that.
Yeah, and all the
in 30
presets on their
seconds,
cameras, and
30
there.
seconds. It's
I know it's insane, and but it can help you as far as like marketing and your business, and I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of good things with AI, but I don't know. We'll get a lot of people chiming in on this. I have seen some crazy videos that I thought were real, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not
Yeah,
real.
some of them aren't so real, and then
That's
some
not
of them
real.
are really real. So
Yeah. What got me was the deer. Did you ever see that video with the deer? Was like the guy is walking out his front door or something. The deer comes up and he's like, it's a giant buck, and he's
and he's,
fighting
like,
him.
fighting him?
Like, yeah. I mean, because that happens, but not like that.
not like that.
But anyway, yeah,
I don't know.
whatever.
Well, let's do this because we're coming.
Yeah,
we're
we're
coming
done.
up.
We gotta
coming
get
up.
out.
Let's talk about real quick what to expect on the lake here over the next month or so.
Yeah.
Before we
and
sign off.
before you do that, I know that there was like I don't want to call this Michael's pet peeves because he really didn't. He really doesn't have any. Oh my gosh.
That's babe. You hear that sound? That's what happens when a fish grabs your line offshore, and he just pulls the drag out. That's what that sounds like. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like.
I've deckhand with you a few times.
It's amazing sound, and if you're watching, that's a great sound. It really is. It gets me excited.
Oh, I'm so glad you're excited.
So you were saying?
I don't even remember now.
Well, you said something. We'll have to. We'll look back at the video and knowing what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Well, let's do this. We've got about a month of, well, really 2 months of solid trophy catfishing that's coming up. It's going to be real interesting to see how the lake
February,
jumps
March.
back. We literally are at spring level water temperatures. It's
crazy.
right now. So we do have a cold front that came through last night. The high temperature today was in the upper 40s.
Yeah.
We're going to be down around 26 or 27 tonight. Thank God we got a little bit of cold weather. But we've got a big warm up coming after this. I don't know. I mean, the fishing continues to be
The
good.
fishing's been good. I mean, these guys have been catching, other than one day, Michael and the other guides, they've been catching minimum 5 trophies, more like 10. I mean,
Yeah.
lots of big fish, pushing well over 300 pounds of fish, easy. So, I mean, it's only going to get better. I personally think January, February are 2 best months out of the year.
Yep.
Mid-January through mid-March is like the peak of the season for these big fish. So, I mean, it's only going to get better.
If you've never caught a trophy blue catfish on rod and reel, it's definitely something that's worth doing at least once. If you've done it once and you want to do it again, it's I love doing it. I think it's one of the most fun things you can do in freshwater.
It's fun.
It's hard to believe that these big fish are caught on rod and reel. That's typically
That they're down there swimming in the lake.
that's a
It's
jug
crazy.
line, trot
Big as you
line
sometimes,
fish that
yeah.
my grandfather would target. Back in the day, and now we're targeting them and we're catching them on rod and reel. Which is,
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Before you so rudely spooled that in my ear, I was going to do this thing called Michael's Pet Peeves.
that's what it was.
Yeah. And you'd mentioned something the other day. Actually, it didn't happen to you. It happened to one of our other guides. But if you're out there and you're on the lake and you're drifting or dragging, whatever, and you're trophy catfishing, and you do this, just know that most fishermen won't appreciate it. It's when you're on a long drift and you're waiting to get to the best spot. Like when you line your drift up on the lake, it's got, wind direction and all that, and you're looking at the map, the chart, and where you want to drift. You're looking for a specific drift. And you've got this one spot, whether it's a ledge or whatever it is that you're trying to hit. And when you're halfway there and you've been drifting for 2 hours and another person, guide, fisherman goes right in front of your drift and they start drifting right in front of you, that's a pet peeve of yours, right? Because what does that do? That means you're getting all their crumbs, their sloppy seconds, whatever, your sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
So because we've talked about that before. Didn't that just happen?
Yeah, it happened to one of our guys.
Yeah.
It happened in a well a couple of days ago up north.
And some people probably don't have a clue. They're like, oh, I'm going to go over here.
This guy had a clue.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he knew better.
That.
And, and it's one of those things, do you call the guy up and tell him, hey, what are you doing? Or do you just let it go?
Yeah, we let it go.
Most of the time we just let it go.
But if you're listening and you're on the lake and you're fishing, we don't own the lake. We've never said we own the lake, but we do respect other people on the lake. We try to respect other fishermen. So if you see someone that's obviously drifting because all their rods are, out and all the lines are in one direction and they're obviously moving in a direction, they've got drift socks out and they spend a lot of time doing that. Don't go pull 100 yards in front of them and then have them drift behind you. That's just...
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
it's just one of those things that you just don't do.
It's just one of those things that's very similar to like bass fishing. Yeah. If a boat is fishing a shoreline,
yeah,
and it's maybe you come into a big cove, and you start at the entrance of the cove, and you work your way to the back. Let's say you got another 300 yards to cover till you get to the back of the cove. Maybe that last half is the best half, and you know that. And then a guy whips right on in, and he comes about 60 yards in front of you and just cuts off that shoreline and just starts fishing that shoreline.
Fisherman's courtesy, y'all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
When you're drifting, you have right to that line that's in front of you. How do you know what line it is? Well, if you look at the wind direction, the boat's only going to drift in a straight line, from where it's at to where it's going. And if you want to drift that general area where that other boat is, that's fine. Get to the left or get to the right of them, get a couple 100 yards away and get after it.
But don't get in front of them.
Because you're not gonna impede on the fish that I'm gonna catch. Because I'm gonna catch the fish that are in my line.
Yeah.
And I might pull some from the edges, but I'm gonna catch fish in my line.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna catch those fish that are 700 yards over here or 600 yards over there.
Yeah.
Those are your fish. You go get those fish. But don't get in front of the boat and take away the fish that I'm getting.
Whether it's us, whether it's a guide, whether it is just another fisherman on the lake. We're just fishermen on the lake. Just it's common courtesy.
It's funny. Since we're on this topic, I want to, and we'll close with this because I want to read this. I was blown away that I got this message right here. Let's see here. Switch over real quick. All right, so in the winter too, there's a lot of dead sticking that's happening. A lot of open water fish. We're targeting fish in open water. I got the coolest message on Facebook Messenger.
Oh yeah, I read it.
So out of the blue, I'm going to read the message. I'm going to say who it's from, but this guy obviously fishes Tawakoni, and instead of him guessing, and instead of him just messing up time after time after time. This guy writes this message. This was sent to me on Sunday of this, just a few days ago. He said, hello, my name is, and I live around Canton. I was introduced to fishing with thumpers on Lake Granbury, and I have a question. What is a proper etiquette for using this technique? I fished Tawakoni years ago, and I know not to run in front of schools of boats and don't get too close, etc. when chasing surfacing fish, but the thumper is new to me. I don't want to be that guy. If another boat is thumping, how far away should I stay, especially if it is a guide who is working? Any tips would help, and if I have trouble thumping up the fish, I will call you guys and ask for, or maybe book an instructional trip. I really appreciate it. Thanks, and have a blessed new year. And then I sent him a long answer, and it's really interesting. First of all, thank you for reaching out, because there's nothing more frustrating when you're out in open water and you're targeting open water fish, and you're using acoustics or whatever it is to try to bring fish in. And then what people don't realize is your outboard motor, whether it's a 2-stroke or 4-stroke, it puts off a tremendous amount of vibration. And if you're thumping, or if you're splashing, or if you just have fish under your boat for whatever you're doing to bring those fish under your boat, if another boat drives 500 yards away from you, they will completely dissolve every fish that you have under your boat.
That you worked for.
You might have worked 30, 45 minutes.
To get those fish going.
That's right, to get those fish going. And here's the thing that you can't really fault these people. You know, you're out in the middle of the lake. There's no reason you should be there, really. You're in the middle of the lake, 50 foot of water. You're the only boat within 3 miles. 3 miles of anybody. You're out in the middle. And then a boat just pulls up. And they see you catching fish. They can't figure out exactly what's going on, but they're closing in the distance to just kind of just look at what's going on. But yet, respectfully, they're staying 200 to 300 yards away, which in their mind is like,
plenty, yeah.
Hey, I'm giving this guy his space.
Right.
But what he doesn't realize is he's absolutely 100% killing everything. And then you look down at your sonar that had fish 20 foot thick, and you look at it, and literally it's white. There's not one fish on the screen.
They get spooked, yeah.
And then, well, what happens? They get confused.
Yeah.
What happens is the harmonics mess them up. The vibrations off the motor are conflicting with the vibrations you have going on around your boat, and then the fish just leave.
Yeah.
And then as those people drive off, eventually, hopefully they drive off. The other day, they didn't drive off. They saw us catching fish, and they literally killed their motor, and they were like literally less than 100 yards away, and they just started fishing. And out in the middle of the lake, we're the only boat out there, and then they just pulled up right next to us and just started fishing. I was like, are you kidding me? But anyways, when they left...
Pet peeve. Go ahead.
Did you say pet peeve?
No.
When they left, it took about 10 minutes, and guess what? The fish came back. The fish came back.
You got lucky. Because that didn't always happen.
If you are driving from one side of Tawakoni to the other, and you go across the open water, and there's a random boat out in the middle of the lake, and everybody is standing up just fishing, do me a favor. Drive a mile. Start early so it's not really out of your way, and just bubble out way.
That's hard
around.
though, because you're just driving across the lake, and I can't. If I don't have binoculars, I can't see what you're doing 100 yards away from me. So the average Joe's not going to have binoculars, and they're going to see a boat over there, and they're going to go, I'm going to go my 200 yards, 100 yards away from you, and I should be fine. You can't fault somebody for that.
The way I look at it, and maybe it's just because it's me, the way I look at it is this. If I'm driving down a bank and I see a boat 100 foot off the bank, I know for a fact they're fishing, and I'm not going to drive, within 100 yards of them right by their boat when they're
No, of course
not. But if you see a boat out in the middle of the lake and it's stationary, there is this time of year in the winter, there is a reason why that boat is out there in the middle of the lake. It's because
but like sometimes they're trying to go from A to B. If you're in the middle between A to B, I'm not going to go a mile out of the way to go around.
Well, but I understand what you're saying, but here's what you do: you start early, like on an airplane. You start.
But
if
I can't see what you're doing, I may think you're driving. I'm driving along.
Oh no, you can tell. You can tell that they're stationary. So here's my message. My message is this, and my message is clear. But bottom line, it is what it is.
If you see a boat, just be clear.
If you see a boat out in the middle of the lake in the winter,
some way.
Bubble out way around it. And if you start early, it's not an inconvenience. You don't want to drive straight to the boat and then get 300 yards away and then make this giant circle and go around it. Start early and go around it, and then you never miss it. You never even notice you hardly turned.
This is Michael Littlejohn.
Anyways, it's frustrating when you work that hard.
We do, and it is. But we're well over our time, so we're going to have to cut this off because we're an hour and 3 minutes in.
That's our longest episode.
It got hot there at the end.
I'm hungry. I want to go eat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, y'all have a happy new year. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching pieces of it, part of it, whatever of it. We appreciate it. Anything you want to say?
Nope. Let's go fishing. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy your new year.
Yeah.
And let's get the fish on, baby.
That's not coming up here next time. Bye-bye.